Hello everybody, welcome to Grounded Roots Healing. I remain Jason. I've had a very strange day. So I did a shamanic journey, live guided shamanic journey today, hosted by Sarah Hall. That was our final one for the program. It's been great, life-changing, all of those words. I'm kind of sad that it's over, and I'm not sure where to go with shamanism from here. But the universe will drop that into my lap, I'm convinced. I know I know that's not the end of this at all. I mean, to start, I'll be conducting my own shamanic journeys. Like, obviously I'll do my own private ones personally. Continue to do them. I think maybe one a week is about as much as I can handle. And I'll try hosting some myself with close friends, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So we had that, and then I went to a cacao and sound bath immediately after the journey was over, which was profound as hell. So where to begin today? So the shamanic journey, oh boy, my head's a little bit scattered. The shamanic journey, it was profound. It was to the middle world in my instance. So I believe we were prompted to just let the universe take us wherever we needed to go. And I was immediately greeted by my main shaman. I don't even know what you'd call him, but it's the one that I know I'm supposed to do the most work with. I also have another one. He's the druid looking gentleman. And I have another that's Mayan, who's quite funny and just shows up and hangs out. So they'll get back to that, and that leads me to the cacao ceremony. I'm trying to think of what this was designed around. Gee whiz. It was a healing journey. And I should really write this stuff down, I guess, if I'm going to do it right after. So, soul retrieval, that's what I'm looking for. It was designed around soul retrieval. And that's exactly what I did. I ended up going with the druid to the middle world. It felt like I was walking laterally, like not drifting or flying or any of this stuff. I literally walking. He had me by the hand. I could see him. It was like a white tunnel of light. And then we materialized in this place. And then what often happens with me is so these are all energies. And your brain tries to put an image on these, an image that it can comprehend on these energies that you're looking at. And it takes a while for me. So I got to concentrate. Even when it's a being or a face or something, I'll be like, what is that? And then it'll materialize. And I'll get a flash of an image of what it is. Well, this place is the waterfall in the hemlock forest that I spoke of in my several videos ago. It's a place I know that exists in reality. And I materialized here with him. And then we went through some healing of some soul retrieval of some stuff. The first one I can't even remember. I can't remember what it is. I'm sure it'll come to me. Maybe it won't. Maybe, as Sarah was stating, if we're very cerebral about this stuff, sometimes it'll withhold the information and you won't be able to remember what it was about because you'd spend too much time thinking about it. And that is quite possible with me because that is how I am. I like to think about this stuff. Anyway, I went on this soul retrieval, and the one that I remember the most was around shame and sexuality, which I won't go into any detail about, but it was dealt with. The soul fragment was retrieved and brought back, and these felt like there was 3 of them, 3 issues, and it felt like I was sweeping up the last remnants of the soul retrieval, literally like broken glass. The last few, okay, we're almost done cleaning up, we're done, here it is, because they weren't earth-shattering like some of the other experiences I've had. They were just, it was like remnants, like I said. And as Sarah described, these soul fragments, I feel it's more like a lost connection to your higher self, or a lost connection to God. And I believe Sarah described it as something like that. It's not really a part of you that's lost, it's more of a connection to a part of you that's been broken and severed and walled off. And you get that connection back, you're able to embody more of your higher self and maybe some of your natural abilities that you should have, but no longer do, due to these soul pieces missing. Okay, so we did that. Then all the other shamans that I described in my Meeting All My Shamans at Once video, they all showed up. No particular reason. They just showed up. They were all around me in a circle again. And I got to get a closer look at them, spend more time looking at them. I remember spending a lot of time looking at actually all of them. I spent, it felt like eternity, but it was only maybe 30 seconds or a minute or 2 on each one of them. And I was trying to get a view of their outfits and what their faces look like. And I did that. It was really interesting. I still had a lot of trouble visualizing the shaman from the Altai Mountains, the Tibetan, Mongolian, Altai gentleman who in the animal skins. I could not get a good look at him, and better than last time. And I also struggled with the Native American, but the others I got a really good look at them, including the Shaolin monk and the samurai warrior, which was really interesting. I got a much better look at him, and also I spent a lot of time looking at the Anatolian or Turkish horsemen. It was really interesting. So a better view of these guys, and I tried to look at their faces, and sometimes it would materialize as really clear, other times it wouldn't, but their outfits would be really clear. And the French naval officer was back as well, which surprised me. I didn't think he is shamanistic, but he was there. So he's an ancestor for sure. I'm not sure what the point of that is yet still. Then I really focused on the druidic gentleman. So I really want to see his face. And I did get a good look at his face, except I started to realize that his face changes depending on which incarnation he's in. I mean, it's technically me. Maybe not technically me, but it's an incarnation of myself in another human. So it can happen in many ways. And then this really interesting thing happened. So I was staring at his face, and it materialized as this older gentleman with a beard, a white beard. Then it morphed, his face morphed into a person that I follow online and has several books, and I won't say any specifics, but he's turned into his face, and then it turned into the face of a professor I had when I was in university, which I hadn't thought of in decades. And it made me realize that this spirit guide and shaman who was guiding me along on occasion in my life has materialized into people to help me along the way. Either that or incarnated into them specifically. So that was really interesting. And then I came back from the journey, and then we immediately packed up and went to Cacao and Sound Bath. Now I was concerned, to be honest, because I hadn't gotten really emotional during the shamanic journey, and normally I do. I had some emotions come up for sure, but like I said, it was like I was sweeping up the last remnants of all this soul retrieval, because I have been doing soul retrieval. I do this very regularly on my own, and I think there's just some pieces that I missed, different ways of looking at things and such. Okay, so off to Cacao and Sound Bath. Now I was concerned that I was gonna open up a wound and be a blubbering mess, to be honest, and the opposite happened. This is the first time I've ever gone to one of these and not brought up some traumatic thing and been completely overwhelmed with emotions, to the point where I can almost not talk even. This has happened so many times now, I've got a reputation. So, but this time was really cool. I went and that was so weird. So what to describe? I wasn't seeing much at first. So we did the Cacao. Got really mellow. Laid down, we started doing the Sound Bath. As Jillian was playing the sound bowls. And I started seeing colors, like I always do. Mostly upper chakras. Blue, green, purple, violet. Not too much of the lower stuff. And the Mayan shaman showed up in my inner vision. And for no particular reason. And it's starting to seem like he isn't that serious of an individual, or isn't here. Well, maybe more stuff will come in the future, but not here for too much of a serious thing. I get the feeling that he's just a friend. Like a friend. Likes to hang out and spend time with me. You know, I could see his face so clearly. I have what to share with this, but when we were in Mexico, one day we were eating lunch, and this Mayan gentleman who was serving us came over, and we had this really interesting conversation with him, and his face stuck in my mind. And going back to that restaurant, we never seen this guy again, ever. Then that day we went to, or it was the next day, we went to Chichen Itza, and on the way we stopped at a shaman facility where they were blessing obsidian and selling it to fund their operations on the way to the pyramid. And one of the guys ringing us through the cash was the same guy. Like, my wife noticed it as well. Now, I even made a joke out of it. I was like, "You work at the resort as well?" And he same sort of personality. He joked and smiling. I had this really cool smile, and his face stuck in my head again. That is my shaman. This is the guy that I see in my inner vision. Anyway. I don't know his name yet. Still don't. And he showed up anyway. Then my mother showed up. And I felt her hand on the side of my face. Her face appeared in my vision. And then I stared deeply into, just for a short period of time. And then she kind of dissipated. And then I tried to materialize her again because I wanted to spend some time with her, and it wouldn't work. So then I'm just sitting there in my meditative state, all these colors flashing in my inner vision, and I thought to myself, I could hear other people emotions welling up in other people around me, and I was like, well, you know, normally I'm dealing with something really severe. I might as well send some heart energy to everybody else, because it sounds like they're having a harder time than me for once. So I started doing that. I started breathing into my heart center. I started focusing, breathing in their pain into my heart center, and then expanding out my heart center in the room. And each breath I was expanding the bubble bigger and bigger so that it was covering everybody in the room. So that was my intention. I don't know why. I don't know why I felt I had to do it that way or what the significance of it was, but I instinctively knew that this is what I was supposed to do. And I did that, and then we came out of the sound bath, and some people had some really profound stuff happen. My wife, amazing. Someone we care about who was with us also had an amazing time, saw some stuff. Then something occurred to me when I was sharing. I heard some other people talking about it, and they said that they felt that they were taking this pain that they had and letting it go, and it was going down this vortex. Several people said the same thing, and then other people described it a different way. And I got this feeling that it was my transmutation of their energy. It was that helping hand that I had extended. It was taking all that garbage that they were trying to get rid of and turning it into like a vortex of love or healing energy. I don't know what you would call it. I'm starting to get the sense of how I can help people in the future. I got an extremely big heart, and I think that this is the path to use it to transmute other people's pain. Maybe this is what I do all the time. I don't know. I'm not sure, but more of this will come to light, let's say, as my spirit guides and ancestors help me out. And also, I had a pain in my neck and a pain in my back right behind my sacral and another one right behind my heart chakra. It's like, this is strange. Like, all my spine hurts for no reason. And as I was opening my eyes, we were coming out of the sound bath. I was opening my eyes and integrating back into the body. I was asking myself, why is this? And I looked over on the wall and I saw it's like a carving of a head of an elephant. And I had just watched a video about a woman describing the Kundalini rising and had described it, the base of the root chakra and the trunk and the head shape as Kundalini rising. So maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is all new to me, but I do feel I was able to help people today. Indirectly, let's say. By just expanding out my heart chakra. Expanding it, opening it, and letting it do its thing. So I know there's more to that. There's something to that for sure. That's how I healed myself. A good chunk of it was breathing the pain that I was feeling into my heart chakra, transmuting it and letting it go. This has been one of the main methods that I've used to heal myself. And it stands to reason that I should, if my heart was healed and functioning properly, expand out enough to help other people. So how big can that get? Who knows? But I got a feeling I'm going to find out. So I think I'll leave it there. Yeah, my last guided shamanic journey and a epic healing sound bath in cacao. Another strange day. I'm sure I'll be integrating this energy for a week, and maybe tomorrow I will be in tears. We'll see. But it feels different this time. It feels like I've actually crossed a finish line, or some kind of internal finish line, we'll say. And there's never a finish line because this is a marathon, but lifelong marathon. But I crossed something. And I think the next stage of my journey is about to begin. So, like I always say, I hope this video finds you well. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.